To enforce consequences, set boundaries, explain them, enforce the consequences, but we've also got to eliminate bad influences. And here is where I made a few mistakes with mine. Because we were a pastor's family, uh, somehow I developed the concept that I had to help keep peace in the church. And there were a lot of times my kids hung out with other kids that were not the best influences, or would spend more time with families than they needed to. Most of the time was spent at home. I had a lot of family members and friends that got irritated with me often because I didn't let my kids go off that much. But I still made the mistake of letting them spend more time than they should with bad influences. And, if any of those people are watching this, I'm sorry if you get your feelings hurt, but you didn't respect our wishes. We said no secular music, and you letting them listen to country crap on the video channel at your house, or watching movies with language we didn't approve of and nudity. So, don't get mad at me, get mad at yourself. You're the one that didn't respect us. But I don't hold them accountable for those choices. I'm the one that didn't have the guts to say, hey, you don't respect us, my kid ain't coming back. Um, I would, try to keep them from going over as much as possible, but I should have been more honest about the reasons why. And even if you're a pastor or minister in a church, you may have to risk making some church members mad if they're not going to respect your wishes. Even if they don't directly let them disobey your rules, if there's attitudes or mentalities or atmospheres, like screaming and hollering all the time, or um, a spirit of dissension, anything like that you don't want your child around, you may have to remove those influences. And it may not just be friends or your child's peers. It may be family members. And, I've had plenty of family members who didn't respect our views and philosophies in the home. And to keep peace in the family, I would keep going around. And there were times that I should have said no. And there were times that we did say no. And we would teach our kids, okay, we can't go back to this person's house for this reason, but we still love them and we prayed for them. So that was a life lesson we were able to teach our children, how to disagree with people and still love them, how to stand your ground on what you believe in, but still find a way to help them. And one instance in particular I'm thinking of, we just devoted that time to prayer. It was more so Ronnie and I, because the kids were babies, but we had to stay away from the influence of certain people. And they ended up turning their life around for God. And, I believe that a lot of it had to do with us praying for them daily and still loving them. But we did sit down and say, hey, as long as this activity is going on in the home, our kids can't be here. So we got to be willing to get rid of bad influences, and we got to equip our children to make tough decisions. And that you start early on, as young as they possibly understand, but they're going to have to make decisions one day as far as relationships. They're going to have to make decisions as far as spending money, stewardship, career choices, education choices once they're out of our house. So we need to start now practicing tough love and equipping them to make tough decisions. And that means us not bailing them out. Let's say they get, $20 for their birthday, and they want to buy a $30 pair of shoes. Well, they've got to come up with $10 more. Do we just hand over that $10 to them, or do we make them wait? And then what happens if they go to Walmart and they spend, $10? Well, now they're down to $10 and they got to come up with another $20. Do we bail them out and say okay and give them the money, or do we say, oh, too bad, you made that choice, you got to wait longer? The latter is what we do. But that's kind of hard to do because you want to see your kids happy. You want to make life easy for them, and we should. But we should also, we should make a good life for them, but we should also put them in positions where they have to learn how to make tough decisions at times when it doesn't matter as much.